Hello, 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 my awesome chickadees. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm not totally sure what time you are watching this, but it is technically the morning for me. I am so excited to teach you some awesome math today. Maybe you already know it, maybe this is review, or maybe you're learning it for the first time. We're going to be looking at the clock and using special phrases to communicate time today, as well as learning one of the best math songs I've ever heard. I love to sing this song, okay? So there's two concepts we're working on today, one with time and one with the song. Before we do anything, I want you to take your handy dandy pencil and put your name and today's date at the top of the page. My name is Miss Caitlin. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. What's yours? Today's date is September 22nd in the year 2020. Oh, excuse me. 2020. Just squeezed it right in there. All right, so the lesson at the top of your page today should say quarter after, half past, and quarter till. So we're not telling exact time today. We're using special phrases to communicate time. Quarter after, half past, and quarter till. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. If I divide that into 4 parts, we would call them quarters. The word quart means 4. When you divide things into fourths, you divide them into quarts. How many quarters are in $1? Well, quart means 4. There are 4 quarters in $1, okay? And when we cut things into fourths or quarts, that means 4 pieces. So what I want you to do with those 3 circles at the top of your page in section 1, I want you to cut each clock into 4 parts. And the way you do that is you go through that dot in the center, top to bottom, and side to side. Top to bottom, side to side. Top to bottom, side to side. Making a cross inside each circle. Okay? So, when the longhand has gone 15 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, that is the first quarter of the circle, okay? Where it says 1 quarter, I want you to fill in the part of the clock that is 12, 1, 2, and 3, okay? I want you to fill that all in. That is the first quarter, or the first fourth, okay? And 1B, they want 1/2 of that circle. Half an hour is that first 30 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. When the clock goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? I want you to fill in that first half of the hour. Okay, just like this. Beautiful, beautiful. Fill in that first half of that whole hour. And then in this last circle, they want 3 quarters. You see how this circle is cut into 4 parts? 1, 2, 3, and 4. They want 3 of those quarters, okay? So that's when the clock goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And counting by fives, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, okay? So it's those 45 minutes of that hour. So fill in that first quarter, fill in that second quarter, and fill in that third quarter. So we're taking the whole hour and we're cutting it into 4 parts. We call those quarts, quarters, fourths, okay? And we're telling time by quarters. 1 quarter, 2 quarters equals 1/2, and 3 quarters, okay? Remember, quart means 4. When you divide a circle into quarters, you're gonna have 4 parts. All right, now they've put some clocks in section 2 for you. They want you to tell the time with numbers and then use the special phrase to tell the time as well. We have quarter after, half past, and quarter till. So remember when Miss Caitlin was talking about time? Who invented time? I hope you said God. So when I look at the clock and I look at this whole invention, I think of God. When I look at the shorthand, that shorthand to me is Jesus. I never go ahead of Jesus. I'm always right there with him, okay? So if this shorthand is close to the number 2, but hasn't gone past it yet, then we're still in this first hour. I never go ahead of Jesus. I'm always with him, okay? And then this longhand to me is like the Holy Spirit, connecting us, making a connection between God and us, each individual time on the clock, okay? The Holy Spirit is the connector from God to us all around the world, okay? So when you're using the special phrases, it's really important that you know exactly what hour it is. So here I know that the hand is in between the 2 and the 3. It's gone past the 2, but it hasn't reached the 3 yet. I'm never going to go ahead of Jesus. I'm always going to be right with him or right behind him, okay? So if he has passed the 2, then it's 2 o'clock. If he has passed the 3, then it's 3 o'clock. If he has passed the 4, it's 4 o'clock. I never go ahead of Jesus and say it's 6. I never go ahead of Jesus and say it's 5. I'm always there with him or right behind him at that hour, okay? So that first clock is pictured like this. Shorthand, longhand, okay? So according to the clock, it's past the 2. So it's 2, and then the longhand is pointing at the 3, and we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. So that hour is 2 o'clock, and the minutes are 15. Remember 1, 2, 3? That means it's a quarter. So we would call this quarter past 2. And that's what they want you to write on the second line. Quarter past 2. Okay? So the top answer is the time in numbers, and the bottom answer is the fancy way of saying it. Okay? So 2:15 is also known as quarter past 2. All right, that next clock has on it, the shorthand has gone past the number 7 and is close to the 8 but isn't there yet. And the long hand is pointing at the 9. So if the shorthand hasn't reached the 8 yet, then we need to go back to the previous time. It is 7, the hour is 7, and the minute, let's count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That 45 minute looks like this circle. There's 1/4 left until the next hour, so we say quarter till and then the next hour. Quarter till, and the next hour after 7 is 8. That is quarter till 8. All right, to C, the shorthand is past the 9 and the long hand is at the 6. Okay? So remember, the shorthand is Jesus and we never go ahead of Jesus. So if he's in between the 9 and the 10, we are at the 9. So the hour is 9. Okay? And then let's count by 5s to that long hand. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 9, 30. That 30 minutes, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is the whole hour cut in half. Okay? Half. And so, the fancy way of saying that is half past 9. Half past 9. Now I want you to do 2C on, we already did 2C. I want you to do 2D on your own, okay? Now 2D looks like 2B. That's my clue, okay? This is 2B, this answer here. And 2B kind of looks like 2D. I want you to try it on your own now while I change the work on the board, okay? So if you want to go back and take a look at any of this, you are free to pause the video and rewind and take a look at this, okay? But right now what I'm going to do is erase this. You're going to do 2D and I'm going to erase this. Go! Okay, I really hope you've answered 2D. I want you to do section 3 on your own. That's homework. We're turning to the back side of the page to do subtraction with borrowing. Love it. All right. So, remember, there's many, many places in the numbers, and they all have a value and a name. So, here's the decimal point and the 1, 2, 3, comma, boom. We have the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, and the thousands place. Fantastico. Today, we are subtracting 2-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. Here's our ones place, and here is our tens place. Remember, we're always going to start small and then get big, okay? Jesus started with 12 disciples, and now there are millions of people that believe in his name and love God. He started with a very small number, and now he's got a lot. Remember, he started with the 5 loaves and the 2 small fishes? Or 2 loaves? Yeah, 5 loaves and 2 small fishes, and then he fed thousands of people. Start small. Grow big. Okay? So, there's a special song I sing when I get confused in my subtraction. So, when we start to do subtraction, I hope you can see pink. Pink is fun. 6 minus 7. Let's put up 6 fingers and take 7 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. I cannot take 7 away from 6. So I have a special song. It goes like this. Miss Hannah taught me this song. Here it goes. 6 minus 7 can't be done because the top number's smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the, whatever the next number is, 3, and turn it into 10 ones, right? Okay, 3 minus 1 is 2. We've taken away one of the tens of 30. Okay, so 30 is made up of 3 tens, right? 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. We have borrowed one of these tens and moved it over to the ones place. When I borrow one of the tens, I'm left with 10 plus 10. 10 plus 10 is 20, and I moved one of the tens over here. Okay, so when I borrow from a 10, my number has to go down by 1. We always only borrow 1. Okay, so we borrow 1, we put it in a different place, and then our tens has to go down. Okay, so I borrowed from the 3, I moved it over here, and then my 3 went down and became a 2. All right? So now, in my head, I add 10 plus 6. 10 plus 6 equals 16. So I make a little 16 right here, and now 16 minus 7 can be done because the top number's bigger than the bottom one. I can take 7 away from 16, right? 16 minus 7, we have to get really good at our subtraction facts. We just have to get really good at doing this. 16 minus 7 is 9. And now 2 minus 2 is 0. And we do not place zeros in front of numbers, okay? We only place them behind, okay? So I don't have to put that 0 here. My final answer for 4A is 9. We're gonna sing this cool song over and over and over again. And when I see you, or when I FaceTime with you, or when I Zoom with you, I want to hear you sing this song. I want to know you got this song down. Okay, let's move on to 4B. Here we go. 2 minus 9 can't be done because the top number is smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the tens and turn it into 10 ones, okay? I borrow from the tens. My tens have to go down. 7 minus 1 is 6, right? Because 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 70, right? So I borrow one of those tens and I move it into a new place. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. So I have to change that 7 into a 6. 10 plus 2 is 12. So the way I do it on my paper, I save some space and I just put a little 1 right in front of that 2. Now I have 12 minus 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. And now 6 minus 2 can be done because the top number's bigger than the bottom one. 6 minus 2 is, I hope you said 4. Very good. So the answer to 4B is, let me fix this, 43. All right, so here we go in 4C. Let's try and do it on our fingers again to remember. Let's take 9 away from 2. Here we go. 2 minus 9. 1, 2, I can't take 9 away from 2, right? So we have to sing our song. 2 minus 9 can't be done because the top number's smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the tens and turn it into 10 ones. I borrow from 30. That becomes 20, and I add 10 plus 2 to get 12. Now, 12 minus 9 can be done because the top number is bigger than the bottom one. And remember, 12 minus 9 is 3, so we're going to do 12 minus 9 is 3. And 2 minus 2 is 0. We do not place zeros in front of numbers. So our answer is 3. Moving on to 4D. 9 minus 9 can be done because the top number is same as the bottom one. 9 minus 9 is 0. And 5 minus 2 can be done because the top number is bigger than the bottom one. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now, I want you to try 4E on your own. Remember the song. 2 minus 9 can't be done because the top number is smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the tens and turn it into 10 ones. All right? Or 5 minus 2 can be done because the top number is bigger than the bottom one. 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, so your turn to sing the song and see if you can do it. Arriba. Go for it. Go for it right now. 20 more seconds while I dance. Oh, I was gonna do something, but my foot hurts. Okay, that was 20 seconds. Here we go. Section 5, they want you to round to the nearest 10. Now, we already talked about this in class, so I just want to remind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Down, up. Okay? So that's the difference. If it's a 4, 3, 2, or 1, you're going to round down. If it's a 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, you're going to round up. Okay? So I want you to draw this on your page so that if your number ends in 1, you find the 1 and you go to the line next to it and you know to go down. If it's a 5, you go to the line next to it, follow it, and you go up. Okay? So let's do 5A, B, and C together. And then you're going to do all the rest of the work, the homework. All right? Here we go. 51, here's the 1, round down. Round down to 50. 85, 5, round up. The next 10 after 8 is 9. 90 and 68, 8, round up, 70. All right, so you go ahead and do D, E, F, G, H, section 6, section 7, the brain booster, and on the front page, section 3. Okay, that is our math class for today. Go be awesome. You have been chosen for this time. You have been chosen for this way of school. And God never puts you in a situation that you cannot handle. All right? You are elite genius scholars, and I believe in you, and I'm so happy to teach you. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Let's do all of our homework, okay? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!